episode 12, where we watch the Impossible Game Show. Croak, croak, ribbit, 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 ribbit. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I like fast cars and fast women. This is Brian.
Monaco is known for their exportation of figs. This is Noah Singer.
One Wasim, one dream, baby. This is Max.
These are all quotes from this week's show. But last week, we watched $1 Million Secret on Netflix. We put a poll on YouTube and X. No, fuck that. It's Twitter. And we got engagement on both. Both shows, both places had it as a top third show.
Wow.
But we did get more engagement on YouTube. Thank you. Shout out to the audience. We're still going to be putting links on both for now. But if YouTube keeps it strong, we can finally drop Nazi Twitter.
Yeah, get fucked.
Hooray. Hooray.
Hallelujah.
Noah, what show do we watch this week?
The Almost Impossible Game Show is a comedy series that sets contestants physical but bizarre challenges. 10 players attempt to finish the course of unusual games designed to look simple but are actually incredibly difficult to complete. In this game show, physical fitness isn't essential, but patience, strategy, and endurance to keep trying are what's needed to succeed. Some of the absurd rounds include Bum Magnet Game to a Yum Yum Run. With 50 lives each, the contestants have a few fair chances to attempt the same round again and again. That is the Almost Impossible Game Show on ITV2 or on Prime Video in America.
But also, it has the MTV logo on the box art, so I don't know what's up with that.
Oh, crazy. Didn't notice that.
Yeah, who knows?
Initially this was a UK show set from 2015 to 2016. And Brian is the one that brought this show to our attention. Brian, how did you find out about this show?
Rion.
I'm fascinated.
Katie and I were just looking for a show to watch, randomly, background. And then, Prime suggested it to us. So it was a good suggestion.
So it's
okay.
Prime's fault. God,
The algo is really kicking in.
Okay, so the show's a little weird. It's a mishmash of a bunch of shows we've seen, but it's kind of its own thing, where there's a bunch of mini games that people play that are really hard, and they have a certain amount of attempts to do all of these games, and the goal is to complete 5 of them. And 10 people competed in all of these games this episode. So you kind of get to see people fail at still doing something silly or doing something silly while failing. Is really much the reason to watch the show, it seems. So the minutia is you get 50 lives total, and each game you get maximum usage of 15 lives. So if you're playing a game and you fail 15 times, you go on to the next game. So theoretically, you get to play 4 games maximally, minimally. You have to play 4 games.
Yes, minimum 4, and I think up to 6 possibly.
Yeah, I think you just keep playing until you're out. So
you still have to win 5 games, though. It's not even just
right.
Yeah, once you win your 5th game, you're out. So I don't know, Max, if you want to do the math on theoretically, if you have 1 life and
beep, boop, beep, 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 boop,
I don't. Nobody cares. Let's get to the
people
games.
in 2015 care, Max. People we should mention this show's from 2015, so this isn't your coming in hot show.
So the first game, to give you a hint of what this show is about, it was called Groin Croissant. So they had people wore some sort of Velcro suit. It was green, and they put a bunch of croissants on them, and then they had to put their hands above their head and just shake their croissants off.
Yeah,
and they just went up there and shook.
Yeah, this was by far the hardest game, at least in my opinion. The croissants look too well Velcroed on. like that. These aren't really coming off.
We
This
didn't see
game
a
was
single
awful.
person do this because it
We
was
saw
bad.
maybe one or two croissants fling off. It was bad.
Right.
I kept trying to taskmaster this in some way, like can you roll around on the floor or something, but clearly not.
Right. Yeah, and
I
every person
assume-
has like 10 croissants on to give folks an idea, right? So it's like 10 croissants. The most we see someone get off is like 2, 3. Yeah. It's like, it's nuts.
It's pretty difficult. Although, Katie and I have watched like other episodes, and there have been different results in other episodes.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think they like changed the Velcro?
That's a possibility. Just make it a little bit easier. This time it's like, all right, that game was just too hard.
Less Velcro.
Yeah, because like
Still got to shake 10 croissants off though.
yeah, like there's basically no budge in this one. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't even close.
Like somebody tried to pull the croissant off and was like literally taking the suit with her. Like it wasn't like that thing was coming off by shaking. And it wasn't like on your extremities. Like if it was on your arm and you could shake your arm, like you could be on as hard as you want. Like you could be on, tight, figure it out. But like
Right.
it's on your chest. How much can you shake your chest? Like it's just like you can only twist. It's like I don't know.
Not a dynamic game at all.
Mm-mm.
The next one was also weirdly, I think, pretty hard. I think it was called Dizzy Harpoon, but it was like not. They weren't harpoon. I don't know what a harpoon is.
Dizzy
But-
hurdles.
It was hurdle. It was a hurdle.
That makes more sense.
I know.
Based on the game.
I know they were hurdles, but I heard harpoon, so I was just like, in the UK, maybe they call them harpoon.
I mean,
don't
this
know.
is something I don't think we watched a show that needed subtitles more than this show. Like
It was pretty rapid fire. Yeah.
it's a thick Irish accent by the so they don't introduce the host, but in the corner you find out it's the Rubber Bandits.
Rubber Bandits.
Yeah, an Irish
From that
comedy
movie?
hip hop duo, and they are impossible to understand. Impossible.
I literally couldn't tell if these guys were for real or like Americans making fun of Irish accents.
Yeah.
Still kind of seems like they're making fun of the accent, even if they live there.
Yeah.
They were
Can you tell us what the Rubber Bandits look like, Noah?
So at least their Wikipedia page picture shows a plastic bag you'd get at the grocery store, wrap it around your face so you're trying to suffocate, but then cut out holes for your eyes and mouth.
Yeah, they are always wearing this.
Oh, they're always wearing that?
Yeah. That's their signature look. That's their Daft Punk helmet.
Funny. That's pretty good. I'll give them credit. That's pretty clever.
I mean,
Yeah, they have dubbed their movement as gas cuntism.
so the Rubber Bandits in this show remind me a lot of MXC. If you've seen MXC, where it's like they're making fun of people as they're doing like in the studio, they're making fun of these people as they try to do these hard tasks. And I know that people on this podcast like this show, but I'm going to go against the grain as per usual and say I hated this show.
Is it already ratings time?
Yeah, it's rating time. Let's end it. Let's stop talking about this show.
Yeah.
The MXC-ness of the show, I hated. I don't like the Rubber Bandits. You couldn't really understand what they were saying. When you did, they weren't really funny.
They had
trying to
nothing
be funny.
fun to add on.
I thought their like criticisms were. I mean, they seem to have a very distinct comedy style, and I think they do that well. It's like cutting at people. It's kind of just like sophomoric. I think they're pretty good at what they do. Not saying that might be for you or not, but I actually thought they did a good job of like just throwing random ass curveballs. I'm like, oh, that's clever.
Just to be clear, you can like this humor. I'm not saying if like it's not funny if you like it. It's just like not for me. It's just like people like Airplane, and I don't like Airplane.
Mhm.
I don't think that's funny. People like black comedies. I don't think black comedies are funny. But I do like a Will Ferrell comedy, and I do like Looney Tunes comedy. So it's like I guess I'm kind of like, don't make me do a curmudgeon here. I like comedies. And I
Yeah.
love comedies. To be fair, I just there's like certain kind of humor that I just don't particularly like, and that's like Nailed It, MXC. This show just kind of has like a darker tone, making fun of people as they're like legitimately trying to have fun or trying to do something, and it's just like I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way.
Chris,
It is a little mixed. Oh, you can go, Max.
I just have a clarifying question. Do you hate MXC equally with this, or is there one that's clearly worse?
MXC, I believe, is worse.
Wow, I forgot how much you hated it.
MXC,
If
like,
anything, this show makes me appreciate MXC even more.
so the thing about this show that makes it above MXC and above Nailed It, to be honest, is like these people come in and they know they're doing this impossible game show and they're laying into the gimmick and they're trying as hard, they're like legitimately trying to do these weird things and they're having a fun time. You know, people in MXC are in a whole different game show that are made fun of in a whole different country that they'll have no idea that they were made fun of in like such a weird, disastrous show. And
Fair.
not to mention, I don't
Yeah.
like the humor, but you know, I think it's just weird to me.
That's a fair point. Like this show, everybody goes on like to be goofy and like just kind of get ripped.
Yeah.
If MXC is like that, then it's just not as fun.
Yeah, these are a bunch of A-type people. They're like, I can do anything. Let me throw these at these games, and let me try to rip these croissants off. And I'll look, you know, you might look silly doing it, but you're like, they're legit trying.
Oh yeah, yeah. I will say they are, at least for the rubber bandits. They're like generally making fun of people, but it's not consistent. Basically, I think they're trying to create their own like story, and you know, like some people they like, some people they don't, and they kind of root some people on, and they tear down others. But I actually thought they did it in a playful way. Like in this episode, they were really after Salen, and like I didn't think they were like making fun of Salen, more of like making fun with Salen, like of himself and this like goofy kind of silly thing. Uh, I don't know. I felt like kind of everyone was just performing.
Yeah.
Brian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I really liked how they were just they didn't really like rip anybody for something that was just like everybody like put themselves up out there, and I like that.
Yeah. To be clear, I'm not saying that they aren't funny. I just don't think they're funny.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're just talking about what we think of the humor now.
So the next game we do after the groin croissant game, we talked about dizzy hurdles, and so they spin around on this machine thing, and they're blindfolded, and they have to walk straight and hurdle over two hurdles, not knowing where, like not without touching the hurdles. Like this is so hard.
Yeah.
It's
I thought it was
even if you-
crazy.
it's
You
nuts.
didn't spin me. I'm like, this is like hard to do, to walk straight and just kind of guess where the hurdle is and then hurdle over it. And then hopefully I didn't crash into something and fall over and hurt myself.
I know.
This felt so hard.
Yeah. Some might say
And
almost impossible.
And yet not that fun to watch. Although when somebody actually got it right, you were like, whoa, he's going for it.
Yeah, it's like watching somebody walk off into the sunset and you're like, yeah, that's what I would have done. Like, that's not funny.
Mm-hmm.
No, but they also didn't like stick with it like every single attempt. Like they'll mash up a few. Kind of like I thought of it like Taskmaster, where like even those like repetitive activities, like they put it in like a more palatable way than just like watching them like fail after fail after fail.
Mm-hmm.
I get this is a precursor to Taskmaster, but Taskmaster is so much better.
Yeah,
No, I mean, like
I think they've cut it pretty well. this show. Like, there's a lot of dead content that they don't like belabor us with. Like I thought it was a pretty tight hour show.
So we got Slippy Hill, which is another game they did where they were on like a giant, I don't know, it's kind of like a
Slide.
skateboard ramp that they put a slip and slide on, and
Mm.
you had to stay on your feet as you went down this like hill on a slip and slide. And
You also have to mention it was covered in what I assume was lube.
well, this slip and slide I think implies that there's lube, but you're right.
Slip
No?
and slide
You're dry
implies
slip and
water to
slide?
me.
Slip and slide implies water.
Yeah.
No. Slip
No,
and
it doesn't.
slide means you gotta at least put some soap on that thing.
Whoa, is this some Pennsylvania shit?
Yeah, like it definitely implies water.
You gotta put some soap on that.
Okay, when you have kids, definitely put only water on that. If you want to actually use it for its full purpose, you put something that's slicker than water.
Yeah, you can't just put water on it. You're not gonna go anywhere.
I didn't know there was like a full purpose of a slip and slide.
Yeah, to have fun. Slide. You're not sliding on water. How many times have you like jumped off and like a ramp or like jumped into the water and like slid? You just dive right in.
I have never done a slip and slide with anything other than water.
Yeah, I'm with Noah on this.
Okay. Well, you're
I'm
missing
not
out.
saying it's good.
Yep.
Maybe you
You're
guys
missing
are
out on
onto
life.
something.
You're
Yeah, I
missing out on
mean, yeah.
life.
But yeah,
Seems
okay,
like
Slippy Hill. I thought of the challenges, this one was pretty watchable, you know?
I think the most watchable.
Yeah.
Like the different techniques and like them falling down is like, oh, I almost had it. It was like, oh, you're really rooting for these people to like go down the slip and slide,
Mhm.
as opposed to like some of these other games where like it's so hard. You're just like, there's no like, oh, I was so close. It's like, nah, you walked the wrong direction. Like,
Yeah,
and I don't know.
pretty, yeah. I mean, all these are very hard. This one inclusive.
The next game they did was called Enter Trouser. So they have this giant treadmill that you would start off the treadmill and you would have to jump on the treadmill. And in the middle of the treadmill, there were these pants on like on a stand,
Yeah,
like a hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had to like get the pants off the hook and then get in the pants all while running on this treadmill, which I don't know how to put on pants while I'm running. I just don't know how to
No.
do it.
Yeah.
I would be eating
It's
shit and
so
breaking my nose if I tried to do that.
I like how they showed that one of the guys broke the treadmill. They like showed a small clip of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I like that seemed like such a good cut. I'm surprised they didn't like amp that up a bit. Like that seems amazing.
Also, a game where you could easily get hurt. I mean,
Mhm.
all of the last game you could easily get hurt too.
Yeah.
Somebody definitely seemed like they almost got a concussion, even with the helmet on, because they just like laid out flat on their back.
Yes.
Oh, dude, that dude Matt, like he was the one that broke the treadmill. Then, like they also told him for the slippy slide, he hurt his knee.
Mm.
Like, yeah, that dude was getting wrecked.
That's me. I'm getting hurt. I'm breaking shit.
Yeah.
Fuck up shit, take names.
They had a really good like trouser. One, the first trouser person was like so hyped to get on this thing, and just like the process of like her figuring out like, oh, I get the trouser, and then I gotta put the trouser on was edited very well.
It was yeah. I didn't love this challenge, but watching each person sort of figure out what's going on was fun.
Yeah.
Then they had the tiny bike challenge, which they had a tiny bike and they wore a heavy helmet and they had to cross a tiny path with a little hill to start out with.
The tiny helmet had a big giant weight on it, I was under the impression.
I said, with
Yeah.
a heavy helmet.
Oh, okay.
I said it. I swear.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, Max's computer seemed to froze for a second, and so
Yeah. So this one seemed difficult, but doable.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I feel like there's two games in this show. There's like impossible, like problem impossible, which is the croissant one, impossible. Then it's like practically impossible, which is like the jumping over the hurdles. And there's like difficult, but doable, which is like this one
Yeah.
and the slip and slide one.
The slip and slide one seems harder, but then like people did it easier than I thought they would. So, but this one on the surface, I thought was seemed easy.
You gotta have good balance. You gotta like, I didn't. Somebody, you gotta do like a skiing or snowboarding stance. I think, like if you're a skier, snowboarder, or like skateboarder, I think that slip and slide challenge is pretty easy.
See, I mean, they had Laura who like was definitely playing up like a goofy side, and she did it in her fourth try, which is nuts. Crushed it.
And then if you fell off the bike helmet, you fell into like this mud, and people were not happy about falling in this mud. The thing we didn't talk about is like the contestants are all wearing like these crazy like superhero outfits. Is that what they're going for?
Definitely.
I
It's
guess.
it's like 1960s Batman superhero style with like a little icon on it.
Superman style, some would say.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then the next game we have is Word Lick.
Ooh, good one.
They're
Very
blindfolded and they have to lick a glass to find a word and then name that word.
Very
so there's
clever.
like a word with, I don't know, probably some sort of stenciling on the glass with paint and like tape probably. And then they have to like lick it and say what the word is. I would say this one is difficult.
Really unsettling to see people's tongues doing those things.
It's
Yeah.
not hot for you, Max. There's no.
I said unsettling. I didn't say
Right.
it wasn't hot.
He was very choice word.
I didn't. I mean, I was just asking you if it was hot. I didn't. I wasn't saying it wasn't. Could be unsettling and hot.
Okay, you're king shaming. I get it. Everybody boo and hiss this man. Boo.
Ooh.
Boo.
I'm gonna just gender. It's like a gender thing, right?
Yeah, a lot of the people they were doing like tongue calisthenics before going. And yeah, that was a new one.
Yeah, you don't want to pull a tonguey in this.
And then we saw a little bit of these last two games, a lot less of these last two than the other games. But it was called Punch Face. They dropped a cake and you had to hit it with your right hand, and then you had to hit your face in the same motion. So it was like you had to hit the cake and then smash it into your face.
Yep.
And if you missed, you just hit your face.
Yeah.
Which I would call this practically impossible. Like, it's really hard.
This seems
You didn't see anyone do it.
Yeah. Super
And then
sorry.
the last game we saw briefly was Belly Flop. So they had a cannon that shot a volleyball, and then somebody had to belly flop onto the ball into the pool. And we saw
That's
two attempts at this.
That's in the same boat as like the punching one, where it's just like intense timing, and this is almost like a little harder because
This one definitely
gotta
seemed
really jump.
impossible to me. Like, I don't think this is not possible, but maybe somebody could do it. So maybe it's practically impossible. I don't know.
Yeah, it is hard, very hard.
Also, who's going to the pool? Is this a heated pool? You're in the middle of the UK. Didn't look very warm out there.
Definitely did not. Maybe they're filming in Gibraltar. Anything's possible.
Anything.
So, spoiler alert for this episode: one person did complete 5 games. Our boy Salen which we
What
saw fail miserably at the croissant game.
But he crushed everything. He was very good.
a beast! I was
What
shocked.
games did he actually do? Did somebody pay attention and write that down?
No, he
Yeah.
did Tiny Bike. He did
Jumped the hurdles.
Slippy Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
3.
he did the pants.
He did Pants. So he did not play Punch Yourself in the Face,
No.
which is odd. Too many games.
Yeah. And also, I think one thing surprising, there was no prize.
You got a trophy.
Yeah. You got some airtime, probably some money, like low money though, and then you got a trophy.
Again, it seemed like these people were there to have a fun day.
Which is great. Yeah. Yeah. I think it even makes it better, right? It's just like
Yeah.
for the enjoyment.
I would totally do this Ninja Warrior.
Yeah.
That is the other thing. It definitely has a thing of Ninja Warrior. Like if this was a popular show, people would practice these games and
Yeah.
try to get good at them.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like Wipeout meets Ninja Warrior meets like the challenge. Like kind of
What?
smashed together.
Where is the challenge? What part of the challenge is in this?
So I'm putting the challenge in because it's an MTV show, and everyone's like in their mid-20s. That's why.
Bad answer. Bad answer.
Can we bring back the like boos and hisses?
Ooh, hiss.
Like if you wanted to say like nailed it, where there's like just kind of, but I feel like it's pretty much just Wipeout and Ninja Warrior in one.
Yeah,
That seems about right. I don't think you need to add a third show,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
even though like Wipeout is pretty much Ninja Warrior, right? Is there a prize in Wipeout? Like if you
Money.
I think
there
there
is
must be.
money.
Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it just seems like Wipeout, like in general.
Yeah, 50,000 each episode.
I think the only difference is Wipeout, they produce it in such a way that you will fail. Like they're not gonna like just like let you do it like if you can actually do it. They will make sure that like you get punched in the face or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Any other minutia for this episode we want to discuss?
Not really.
There are a lot of crazy camera angles, which is fitting for the leotards.
Oh yeah, there's one on the Tiny Bike that's just like groin cam. That was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I think there was a lot of good one-liners from the Rubber Bandits, like "flick your junk," "life is meaningless." I don't know. The Monaco random, like non sequitur. I don't know.
You get some funnies and you get some life meaning existential dread.
Yeah, rebellious croissants. I don't know. I enjoyed their just very non sequitur humor. I'd say.
You know, another show this reminds me of is the Floor is Lava show.
Forgot about that one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just like a fun day. Yeah.
The vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The feels is very Floor is Lava.
Okay. Who's the worst human being? Do we have one? Do we need one?
I don't think we need one.
Yeah.
I think it's the left Rubber Bandit.
What do you think the worst game is? Like worst game to play, worst game to watch.
The answer to both of those is croissants, so
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, I'm bringing up criteria. I'm bringing some to this, Max. What do you bring to this?
The truth.
All right, Max. Brian, what speed did Max watch this show at?
It's tough because Prime doesn't have built-in controls and stuff. And so I think that he just watched it at 1x.
Noah, what do you got for us?
I didn't even know about the control thing. I was just gonna say it's 1x because it's impossible to understand the rubber bandits.
Yeah. Different reasoning, but still good.
I'll go 1.5 because I don't think his default is not 1. So I'm going to go 1.5.
No, boring. Just one. I will let you guys know it was like 9:54. I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch the pod. I have 1 hour to do it. So nailed it.
There you go.
Uh,
Good
I'm
job.
surprised. So in our Slack channel, we had an alert set up to remind you about the podcast, and you removed it.
I removed it. Yeah.
And you forgot.
You burned yourself.
No, like I knew I had to do this at like 7 p.m. and then completely forgot about it until 10.
All right, let's do some drinking rules for this. I feel like I'll start out with anytime somebody completes a game, take a drink. Brian, you got one
Drink every time you hear like an English like euphemism or like slang term.
that
You're gonna hear a
don't-
lot of those.
Yeah, that you may know
But
what
you're
it
gonna
is,
dose
but
it.
you don't know what it is, especially.
Yeah, especially because I was gonna say like bum for butt. Like
Yeah,
it's not that hard.
Noah, you got one.
Yes. Every time someone gets a little dirty, take a dirty drink.
Max.
I was gonna have a twist on that, which is every time somebody accidentally gets some liquid in their mouth, especially on tiny bike, take a drink.
All right, those are some drinking rules for you.
I got
Noah, you got another
some
one?
just some quick minutia. So there was an American version of the show, but it only had 2 episodes on MTV, and that's how we get the MTV overlaid image. And on
Cool.
that one, they gave him a $500 cash prize.
Ooh, 500.
500, yeah,
If
big,
they complete it, or just if they go on the show.
winner, yeah, winning contestants. It was from 2016, so 2 episodes. Maybe we'll find it.
Wow,
Oh,
dude,
2 episodes.
the
I
U.S.
might-
Taskmaster lasted longer than that.
I may or may not want to do that, so we'll see. We got other stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. We can't be doing that right now.
Tariffs.
Whoa! We're not a political podcast, okay?
That's just news. It's just facts. No politics.
Yeah, but you just say the T word. Get us all riled up in here.
Ooh,
Would this show be better as a Quibi or TikTok? And I would say this would be a pretty good TikTok. That's
Yeah,
where that's where I would be.
I think this could be broken down very nicely into it, and like obviously like you're stringing this together in an episode form, and they still cut out a lot of the cruft. But yeah, you can just like boil this down. And it's like, all right, I got a good amount of enjoyment in a minute.
Like, I would love to see all 50 lives in a minute.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
That's 1 second per life.
Maybe 3 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes. Okay, maybe 3 minutes. What about you, Max? What do you think?
That's what I think.
Did you just toke up? Is that what you just did?
No, I've had a cough. Fuck you,
Okay.
asshole. No.
aggressive.
Wow.
What do I?
Oh,
What do I
guess
think?
can just boot you from the podcast.
Yeah, this would be better as a TikTok for sure. This is. I don't need to see everybody try a tiny bike 20 times. It was honestly painful to watch people injure their groins so many times.
Bung, 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 bung.
All right, so now we do ratings. We do a rating system where we rate against other reality shows in a top, middle, bottom, third buckets. So this should be roughly equal. Telling my co-hosts, not you guys. You guys can understand how a stack ranking system works.
You'd think.
Brian, what do you got for me?
I think given like how much random enjoyment I've gotten out of it, and also like there's not like many episodes even, like yeah, I think it's like a top third show, but bottom of the top. Like I can easily burn through this, and it's like going to get enough enjoyment out of it.
Noah looks hyped to tell us his rating.
I'm hip hopped. So I I came into this. I thought it was a middle show, but the more I think about it, I think it's a top show. It's creative, good commentary. I don't think I'll watch more. There's just too much content out there, and I don't do background TV. So top show, bottom of the top.
Max, what do you got?
Sorry.
Go after him. Go after him.
Yeah.
All right. I can go.
Bottom third for sure. Not bottom of the bottom, maybe middle of the bottom. I understood what the show was 3 to 4 minutes in. I didn't really need to see the rest. I could have seen some highlights of people like nailing Slippy Hill. This didn't need to be 45 minutes.
I will use a quote from the show for my piece. So one of the hosts says, "Entertain us with your pain and misery," and I don't find that entertaining. So bottom third. I've talked about why I don't like the show. You can. I can definitely see you liking it, but it is not for me. So bottom third. Tell us what you thought about the show on YouTube. Tell us in our poll. Just pull it up. And now we do shout outs of other stuff we've been watching, other stuff we've been doing. Noah, you have any shout outs this week?
I'm almost done with Paradise. The
Hulu
show.
show.
Hulu show. It's been getting pretty good reviews. Yeah, it's enjoyable. And then I was shocked. Actually, so no, I'll shout out Abundance. It's a book, pretty popular book right now at the moment. I'd say read it, especially if you're like someone more in the middle or a Democrat, being like, what does the future might look like of like politics? I think it's a very convincing argument of how the party can like change course. And lastly, I've discovered I never watched season 3 of The Righteous Gemstones. I guess I had enough other shit going on in my life at the time, and I couldn't believe it. So yeah, I'm gonna go through season 3 so I can get back up and ready to close out with season 4 with everyone.
The Righteous Gemstones is a heavy shout out. The sister might be one of my favorite characters of all time. She's
Judy.
hilarious.
Judy.
Everything Judy says is so good. You gotta watch the Gemstones just for her.
She's very good. The husband's great. I mean,
the two of them together is good, but herself, so good. Brian, you have any shout outs?
I've been playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, going through like some backlog stuff. That's been kind of a good game, good story. And I've also been seeing a lot of stuff about Game Changer Season 7, and it makes me really interested to kick it off this week.
Is Game Changer a game?
No, it's the show we watched.
Yeah, it was that one Dropout TV game show where the rules change each time.
That one. Oh, the Dropout show. Oh, I forgot.
I would be very game to give Dropout another month whirl.
Oh, Max, is that your shout out?
No.
What's your shout out?
My shout out is The Pit on HBO Max. I'm not done yet, but it's really good. It's really one of the best. It's kind of like 24 if it were inside an ER.
It's kind of like ER combined with 24.
Yeah. But the characters are really well done. Every doctor I know is like, this is the most realistic show I've ever seen. It's really good. Also, shout out to Common Side Effects, which is a animated show on HBO Max about a guy who's going to take down the drug industry.
Both of those are on my watch list.
It's by there was this HBO Max animated show where about like crash landing on another planet, and it's full of cool mushrooms and stuff. You know what
I know the show you're talking about. It's on Netflix now.
Yeah. I have to figure it out. But it's by the same people.
Have you guys noticed that Max is now gray instead of purple? you guys get that nonsense?
What does that mean?
The icon to Max.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it used to be on a
yeah.
background.
Yes, they retcons from like bluish purplish to just dark colors. I thought you meant me as a person. I'm not purple.
You went from Grimace to like Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely did a rebrand color thing lately, but
I don't get it. I actually enjoyed the purple.
Scavenger's Reign is what we were thinking
Yeah.
of.
My shout out is just Righteous Gemstones. Last week tonight, still really funny. If you like fantasy, Wheel of Time season 3 is better than season 1 and 2. I don't think you can jump in at season 3, but I'm enjoying it. It's hard to like give it a wholehearted recommend because you got to make it through. But otherwise, I'm seeing how that goes, and that's it. But next week we have to make a decision between the four of us. Right now, there is a live Netflix reality show on April 10th, I believe, or April 11th. I don't know the name of it. Or we could do Got to Get Out, which is Hulu's buzzy new reality series where they have to like compete for $1 million, but to get out of a house. So it's
Interesting.
different, but the same as last week's $1 million. Oh, I have been watching that show. I have been watching $1 million Mystery or Secret, $1 million Secret,
Secret.
Yeah.
and I've been watching the Baldwins show still.
Yeah, my parents been watching $1 Million Secret. They seem to enjoy it.
It's good. Like it's got like the Survivor aspect of like, you know, alliances and trying to figure out who has $1 million and not, and like, and the woman, small spoiler, gets rid of the $1 million, or she chooses to try to get rid of the $1 million to give it to somebody else, which, you know, at that point she was like down. After the first episode, you could tell like you're down to 6, and if she's not kicked off, you're down to 5, and then if she's not kicked off again, you're down to 4 people. Like there's only so much suspicion you can give.
Like, yeah. That makes sense.
What did you guys rate it? I haven't listened yet.
I was solid middle, I believe.
I believe I gave it a top third.
I think I did too.
Cool. Maybe I'll check it out.
Definitely like a 1.5er. Like it's not a 1X show, but it's solid.
I don't know what this Netflix live thing is. What do you guys think?
Yeah. The Netflix live thing, if I'd want to do it if we could somehow pod right after or something to catch the zeitgeist. Otherwise, I'd say let's go for the Hulu show.
Well, I don't know if like the Netflix thing might be multiple weeks of Pop the Balloon Live, 5 p.m. It's a reality dating show.
Oh, I've seen clips for that stuff. Actually, like this show existed before, and I guess Netflix is now just putting a live one on.
It does exist before? I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen this stuff
It's
on like
not
YouTube.
Oh.
Or just like the shorts and stuff.
I think we should do Pop the Balloon Live.
It's a reality crossover show, so it does fit in our wheelhouse.
Do we have to watch it at a certain time if it's
No.
live?
No.
Okay.
No. I don't think so. If we do, we're going to do that other show. You can also tweet at us or write us a comment on YouTube. Tell us what show we should watch.
Tell
us.
If
you guys get in quick enough, maybe we'll swap to the other one.
Tell us.
So that's what we're going to do. And that's it for us this week. And you can find us on X at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And you can tell us what you thought about this show on YouTube. We'll see you guys next time.